In the late 90s, I was taking college classes and I was loving life. I was having a blast at college. I was working myself to the bone. I was studying a lot of stuff. And I was doing very well. And I decided to take a chance. I was so moved by purpose. I decided to take a chance on it. I mean, live grandly. And so I did. I made a big, big leap. For me, I thought, for some people, not big, but for me, it was pretty big. I gave everything, pretty much almost everything I own, I gave to a shelter to come get it. I saved up for 2 months, and with some materials and a car, a guitar, and a cat, I headed out, and I ended up in Oregon. I moved up here for a purpose, and I got up here, and I found it hard to. I didn't really have a plan. I just flying by the seat of my pants, right? And I dwindled down my resources, but I still follow my dream. I still try to do stuff that I believed in, and that started to that grind started to wear me down. At the same time, I was still kind of getting over a relationship, and I bounced into another one, and that one I wasn't ready for it yet. Damn, that one ended pretty quickly. I was very needy. I was clingy. I was a whole bunch of stuff, right? So that one ended. I was hungry. I was unemployed. I quit doing the volunteer work that I was doing because I needed to eat. Volunteer work's great. Still gotta have a job, man. So I was hungry. I was looking for jobs. I couldn't find work anywhere. I was getting handouts. I mean, the landlord of the apartment complex that I used to live in showed up at my door one time and had a bag of groceries. I mean, I did everything I could to make sure I paid the rent. I'd be, late for it, and I would still find a way to find some work someplace and get the money together, and I'd pay rent. But in the meantime, I had enough for cat food. Maybe, some ramen noodles. That's what I lived off of a lot. Ramen noodles. Um, so yeah, it was rough. I felt isolated. I felt like I couldn't talk to any of the family back home in Arkansas, Mississippi, or anywhere. I couldn't talk to anybody because here I made this grand, bold gesture, this statement of purpose of living your life, and I was failing miserably. I was hungry. My car, I didn't have a car anymore. I gave it away to St. Vincent. Uh, Everything was falling apart around me. Um, Constantly stressed out about where am I going to find money to eat next? Where am I going to find money to pay the rent? Um, I had a computer desk, which was a couple cinder blocks. My chair was an egg crate. Slept on the floor. I got so used to that became normal for me. But even the purpose that I tried to plug myself into, when I got up here, I found it so polarizing. It wasn't what I thought it would be when I got up here. It was more political than ideological. Uh, it had lost the purity of theory. Politics gets in the way, and I despise politics. Um, Try to find at the time, I found that who would want to date a guy that rides a bicycle? I mean, after all, now this is Oregon, so yeah, there's plenty of dates. But at the time, I was lonely. I didn't feel like anybody else was around. Understood what was going on. I was tired. I just was worn down. And I didn't feel like I had anything else to plug into. I had nothing that I could turn to, that I could work at. no job. You fall off. This cat has fallen off several times because he's not the brightest of cats, but I love him anyway. I didn't have, I mean, the skills that I had. I've tried to find work. I couldn't find work. It was hard. I did day labor work when I could find it. I I felt like a huge failure, and through my best efforts, nothing was changing. I was hopeless. I was so tired. It's like, man, it was a disappointment to myself. I knew I was a disappointment to everybody else, and there's nobody I could talk to about it. Because if I raised it to anybody, it would be, well, we told you not to go. What did you expect? I didn't want to hear that. That's what I thought I'd hear. But so I remember, I made some friends online, various chat rooms and blogs, and I used to be all over LiveJournal for a while, and I still have some great friends from LiveJournal. You know who you are. Violets and Jazz, Miss Heather. Um, so I remember talking to somebody. I don't remember who it was. I think this person lives in Portland, actually. I don't have a clue. I don't know if it's male, female, or no idea. Just a handle. I don't even remember the handle's name. I only talked to this person a couple of times. I remember I have a pistol. It's a .357 Magnum. I remember having this, and I was just thinking, you know what? I'm tired of trying. I'm tired. I mean, you take one more step. What good? What good is one more step? I've done one more step. I've done one more step. No change. And that gun was very tempting. And at that time, I was in an IM. For you kids who don't know, that's instant messaging. I don't know what they got now. I was in an IM conversation with somebody, and this person, whenever I would get silent, would used to be able to buzz the screen, and your whole computer screen would go would shake. And I would sit there. I'm like, it's so close, just one small little trigger pull, and bzzz, yeah, I'm still here. So close. Bzzz. Person kept buzzing over and over. I was at a really low point at that time. Really low. And this person stayed with me. I don't remember anything that was said. I don't remember. All I remember is that the person would not hang up on me. Whatever was said, I don't know. We could have been talking about baseball for, I don't know. But we just kept buzzing me. Would not leave me alone. Bzzz, you still there? Yeah, I'm still here. And that negative space I was in, I rose up just a little bit. And this just a little bit was still very depressed, was still very sad. But this space was not willing to pull the trigger. This space was. So when people talk about, I can't cure this person, I can't fix your life, no. You don't have to fix anybody's life. You just have to stay with them to get from here to here. That's it. It's the second time, and only other time, that I was close to suicide. That was it right there. And some person who I've never met, whose name I don't even know, in Portland, Oregon, lives somewhere in Oswego. That's all I remember. Near the Terwilliger Curves, stayed with me. It would not leave me alone. And because that person stayed with a complete stranger on the internet, I am still alive today. So whenever I do suicide trainings, whenever I talk to people, you don't have to. You're not a miracle. You don't have to be a miracle. You don't have to be a genius. All you have to do is be patient and accepting of the person without judgment. That's it. That's it. You can talk about baseball. You can, whatever, stay with that person. So whoever that person is, this happened in 2000, 2001, 2000, whoever that person is, you have my deepest gratitude. So stay with it. Be available to anybody that is out there that needs something. And if you are thinking about suicide, call the 800 suicide hotline, please.